Meghan Markle, once an actress and now widely known as an activist and media personality, experienced an unexpected moment at the prestigious Time 100 summit in New York. Who would have thought that the woman who usually exudes confidence would be met with total silence? What really happened behind the grand stage that's typically filled with applause? As Meghan stepped onto the stage in her designer dress and trademark smile, all eyes were on her. But why was there not a single clap to be heard when her speech ended? Where was the usual grandeur and public admiration that typically follows her? The question hung in the air, creating an undeniably awkward atmosphere. When Meghan spoke about women's empowerment and digital safety, two topics she often champions, the audience remained silent. Why did a message that usually garners sympathy fail to strike a chord? Who, exactly, was she trying to convince that day, the world or herself? What was the real reason behind the audience's silence at the Time 100 summit? Why didn't they show appreciation as they had for other speakers? It's here the glaring gap between Meghan's polished image and the unfolding reality became clear. Who is truly responsible for the shocking silence that echoed across the room? How could someone with such a massive media and PR team completely misread the mood of the public? Time seemed to stand still as the applause she had likely expected never came. Meghan is known for being incredibly image-conscious. But what happens when that image starts to crack in the eyes of the public? When was the last time she demonstrated genuine action rather than just polished narratives in interviews or social media posts? Why is the public growing increasingly skeptical of celebrities who speak out on social issues? In an era where everything behind the scenes can come to light, who can continue hiding inconsistencies for long? Meghan is now walking a tightrope between image and integrity. What lesson lies behind the awkward silence Meghan received on such a global stage? Could this be a sign that the world is weary of activism wrapped in luxury and artificial charm? It's a painful question, but one that's vital for the future of her public role. Where is the real distinction between Meghan's speech and that of the other applauded speakers? How did tech innovators and humanitarians manage to touch hearts more than a globally recognized figure like Meghan? Perhaps the answer lies in authenticity. Meghan appears unaware that audiences today value honesty more than packaging. When will she stop delivering the same rehearsed speeches that feel more like PR scripts? And why does she continue to expect praise from the public without offering real impact? What has led the public to start losing faith in Meghan? From an overly scripted Netflix series to the Archetypes podcast that lasted just one season, all of it raises serious questions. Who actually benefits from these high-profile media ventures? Meghan arrived at the event with security that could rival a head of state. But can glamour ever replace the substance of the message? Why is style given more focus than the social impact she claims to care about? When the audience chose to remain silent, what were they truly trying to express? Was it a quiet protest against perceived insincerity? How did Meghan respond to a moment that might become a major turning point in her public narrative? When will Meghan genuinely reflect on the growing criticism around her? If she wishes to stay relevant and respected, who should she start listening to more, loyal fans or the public voice that's beginning to doubt her? Will Meghan Markle rise from this moment of silence with real, lasting change? Or will she continue to live in a world built on illusion and perfectly crafted appearances? One thing is certain, the silence at the Time 100 summit now speaks louder than any of her speeches ever could.